Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Well, today we're going to talk about something that makes me very, very happy. It is the Two Towers. It is the Two Towers from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Two Towers. Sorry about us being a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties. That we're still trying to solve because we do have an elf in the house. We have an elf in the house that we are wanting to join us ASAP. So, Lady Toriel, anytime you can get everything worked out, please go ahead and pop in. I am so happy to see everyone in the chat. We have Tyrone Beard, we have me, we have Lady Toriel, we have Snortopupus Cuber, we have our animals, we have Kelvington. We have Kelvington. Can I read? We have Brandon G. Hello. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we are talking about the Two Towers. And I have, as usual, Rennie.
Hello, Teresa. Thank you, as always, for having me on. It's such a pleasure just chatting about stuff that we love, especially these books. As you know, I had a really interesting time growing up, reading them and being introduced to them. And I can't say enough good things about Tolkien and his way of painting a mental picture, so to speak.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is always a blast for me and best book out of the series, in my opinion.
Yes, I know that you love it so much, and that's great. Zax is here also, Sultan Al Fahim. And that's why I think it's awesome you're here, because you have a special love for this. You have a special love for this. Shane Nolan from across the pond. If I didn't catch you, I apologize. All the way from across the pond, from the Emerald Isle. We like I said, we're hoping to have the elf join us as soon as she can get some technical difficulties taken care of. If not, everyone wave hi to Lady Toriel. We love Lady Toriel here. And we we do not have the Viking. Our Sleeping Beauty is sleeping, hopefully, right now.
Yeah, because isn't it, what time is it there?
Well, right now it's not very late, but he keeps odd hours. He keeps vampire hours. He's 6 hours ahead of Central.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like maybe 6 p.m., but he's probably tuckered out because he's always on American time. So
precisely. Sort of Poopus Cooper says, "Are we going to behave today?" Most likely we will, since said Viking is asleep. He claims it's not his fault, but
yeah, he blames a certain person for it, and I don't think that that's necessarily correct all the time.
No. He starts it and we finish it. He starts it and
we exacerbate things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I swear I am gonna lose my shit if pardon my friend. Oh, forget it. I just forget it. There is no such thing as manners anymore. I think we lost manners during that one discussion. My computer is wait, there it goes. I need to get a new cord. I just need to get a new cord. Because guess who keeps eating my fucking cords?
Your cat.
Yeah, my cat. They think it's toys, and then they chew them up. Okay. If worse comes to worse, I will change to another computer. Hopefully.
Mine will actually come up to my mic and like meow on the mic. I'm like,
screw you.
It's like you're smart enough to know that you're being obnoxious. You know?
Yeah. And we have Keck in the house. Hey, welcome
Keck.
to Miss Martin Muses. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go into a little bit of this discussion as I fiddle with my cord and curse my cat. Oh, it's unplugged. That could be part of it as well. I'm glad Stieg is not here to make a comment. Yes, it works now. Somewhere across the pond, he's going, women. All right. This is, as you said, your favorite book, Rennie.
Yes, ma'am. It really is out of the series. And, it's kind of like, before Star Wars got destroyed, it's like the Empire Strikes Back of Lord of the Rings,
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, you have some of the bad guys winning semi, but then, we have some good guys like, winning battles as well. And you get to learn a lot of cool stuff. Gandalf coming back from the dead to be even stronger, because now instead of being Gandalf the Grey, he's Gandalf the White.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get to learn about the Ents, which, for some people it's kind of silly, but, it's kind of cool. These guys are like walking replicas of trees. I mean, and they talk. How cool is that? And they're actually made of like bark and, leaves and all that. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I think it's really an awesome, I don't know. I think it's an awesome book. I love the detail. And, honestly, the friendship between not Sam. Well, Sam and Frodo is essential, but my favorite friendship is Gimli, Aragorn, and Legolas. And
Mm.
this book really, really touches a lot on that. And it's just very, it's very, I don't know, it's very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Heartwarming to see their friendship grow and how much they respect and really care about each other and how much they care about their friends. And, yes, it's an adventure story, but, you get a lot more out of it. And I don't know, I just love it.
No, you're right. When they split up, when this fellowship split, they had a way to bond. They had some
Yeah.
experiences that the others didn't have, especially as far as Gimli is concerned, because he
Yeah.
was the outsider. We knew that Legolas and Aragorn had a thing going. Wait, that
Yeah,
sounds
because
wrong.
they kind of already knew each other.
Correct. Yes.
Because Aragorn was brought up in Rivendell for a
Hmm.
little bit.
Bromance. Yes, there was some bromancing going on. And before everything was all GHEY,
Yeah.
not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Nope.
these dudes were straight. Aragorn has a fiance. Okay, you can
Yeah.
be friends with somebody without being gay for them. It's just a fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my goodness. Oh, Tyra. Oh, Tyra. Tyra Beard's mansplaining to me. Have you tried turning it off and then on again? Is it plugged in? Are two questions anyone who has ever worked in IT have ever not
Oh my gosh.
asked.
You can see why I love him.
Oh boy. Hello, Mary McCheese, and hello. Who else? Oh, Brightest Day came in as well. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome, Miss
hello.
Martin Muses. And if you all have not already liked, shared, and subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Please go ahead and do so. We got through the two tower parts where the two towers, sorry, one of the towers got screwed over.
Yeah.
And then the whole story shifts, almost like an entirely different book, to Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. Do you want to say
Yes.
some maybe introduction about the dynamics and how that works?
Yeah, it's a little so for me it's a little bit different in the book than in the movies. I feel like in the
Hmm.
movies they try to sell the fact that maybe Gollum or Smeagol is trying to be good and he
Hmm.
wants to be friends with Frodo and Sam.
Yeah.
I don't really get that out of the book. I get that to me he always seems kind of fake, and yes, he still kind of has semi a little bit of that conversation with himself,
Hmm.
but he's always I think he's so corrupted by the ring that he's always being manipulative.
Yeah.
And he's, not only is he fighting to survive, he's fighting to get back the ultimate prize or what he lost, which he believes is his.
Hmm.
And, it's always about that. That's always the bottom line. And no matter what he says, like even whenever he pretends to be their friend and he talks about the path that they're going to go on, the fact that he's going to lead them into Shelob's lair and, from the get-go pretty much, like, whenever he says, no, we need to go this way, even though he's pretending to be their friend, doesn't matter. That still means he had plans to get them like attacked by the giant spider. So,
Yeah.
it was always a thing. I think he wanted to believe that he could be good, but deep down it was just never a thing. And it's interesting to see that dynamic because Sam never believes him. And you got to love Sam, and for me Sam never gets enough credit. Even though like from Frodo, even though he really is the biggest hero of the story for me, but he never believes Gollum. He always knows that there's something sinister. Frodo has a bleeding heart. He understands what it's like to be a ring bearer more. So, he always has that compassion that Sam just doesn't, even though he has a tiny bit of a time as a ring bearer towards the end. So it's very interesting to see the dynamic and how he kind of splits up that friendship a little bit before they realize, before they both realize what he's done,
Hmm. Certainly. Well, we have an elf in the house. We
Yay!
have an elf in the house. Is everything working, Lady Toriel? Oh no. Well, oh, we can
Oh,
hear you a
oh,
little bit. Yeah, you're very faded, far away.
we can hear you a little bit.
Yes.
But
Well,
no.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, Lady Toriel. We'll get back to you. How's this? If you get the power of speech back, just use your elven voice to overpower us, and we will yield the table to you. How's that? I hope that you get this sorted. We need to send the IT gods. Well, you're kind of breaking up on us, lady. Okay, all right, we're gonna go ahead and.
Can an elf become a ring wraith?
Oh well, it just happened. She just put on the ring. Oh yeah, you're right. She was like a ring wraith. She was in and out of the different thing. Are you a ring wraith, Lady Toriel?
Come back to the light.
Come back to the light, Carolyn. Carolyn. Okay, well, we're rooting for you here, Lady Toriel. I hope you can get that taken care of. But yes, everything that you said and more about these characters, and I think the reason why they did it in the movie was just to add a teeny tiny little bit of dramatic tension.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they kind of make you as an audience member root for Gollum and think, you know what? Maybe after all this time he can be good. And nope.
And maybe can fly.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're now in the next book of the book. But before we do, oh my gosh, you guys are great. All the way from Mirkwood. Sounds like an internet connection. Yes, it is. We could call this 3 girls and the tech support.
Oh dear.
Robo Elf. Teresa beat me to Carolyn. The orcs are sabotaging her internet, says Snortopupus. Tyrone Beard says, sometimes you need to splash holy water on your device and say the power of Christ compels you.
Oh, no.
Well, I have two little bottles of it right here, but I can't transport it over to Lady Toriel, so I am so sorry. We will do the best that we can. But the Taming of Smeagol, this starts out with Frodo and Sam, the first time we see them since the breaking of the Fellowship.
Yeah.
And they're lost. These dudes don't really seem to know where they're going, but they know that they're being stalked.
Yeah, they know that Gollum's following them, or they figure it out,
Yeah. And I felt like this was very tedious and dark. There's all sorts of things here about the smoky blur of the mountains in the east was lost in a deeper darkness. There's thunder. Frodo sniffed the air and looked up doubtfully at the sky. All sorts of things that just felt very heavy on everything that was going on. I'm sorry, I just read you Snortopupus. One might say this chapter is a real cliffhanger.
Oh,
yes, because
they're in. Is it Emyn Muil?
Sounds
the
good.
razor sharp rocks, so to speak.
Yeah, well, they do have the cliff, and they have to climb down on the rope. Yeah, that sounded good the way you said it.
I'm not really always good with the Tolkien pronunciations. I try my best, but I'm just like, I hope I get this right.
Yeah. But check this out. The hurrying darkness, now gathering great speed, rushed up from the east and swallowed the sky. Gosh darn it, that's all coming from Mordor. So
yeah,
all very ominous and everything.
Well, like we were kind of talking about on a recent stream or past stream, everything in Mordor, or that close to Mordor, eventually gets like poison or turns toxic and dark and sinister, and it's just like it twists and turns everything and just makes it nasty, and it's pretty interesting the way that Tolkien describes these things.
Yes, and along with how corrupting everything is, including even nature. Well, they have this magic elven rope, and at first, after they climb down the cliff, Sam is afraid that they have lost the rope from the knot. But isn't that some sort of elven magic? Because Frodo's like, the rope must have broken, and Sam said, I bet it didn't. Then it must have been the knot. But Sam's like, no, but have it your way. I think the rope came off itself when I called. So
Yeah.
it's like the good magic from the rope is calling to him. It's like he's the owner of it, almost like a familiar, the elven magic that Galadriel
Yeah.
bestowed upon them.
It's really cool. And, it's like we had talked about before, the elves are very in tune with nature and with earth. And, so they, it's not a whole lot of sorcery. It's a lot of like natural magic, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
And they're at one with like nature. And I just love it.
yeah. Are you with us, Lady Toriel? Oh,
Oh,
I thought I heard some noise. I thought I heard.
oh, I hear life. Signs of
Yeah,
life.
she's in the in between right now. That.
Can you hear
Thank
me
you so much.
now?
Yay! It
Yay!
is Lady Toriel the elf. Yes, we're just got down the cliff. Got down the cliff. Welcome to the Smart Muses. And we're about ready to meet Smeagol.
You mean it? Okay. You
Oh.
mean
Oh no, the wraith magic is overpowering you again. You're fading in and out. We lost her
no.
again. Oh, I hope she gets it worked out. Stupid internet. Zach, Mordor equals Hollywood. Yes, it does,
Yeah,
Precious.
good,
Yes, it
good
does.
analogy.
Yes, Sultan says the elf has spoken. Yes, indeed, the elf has spoken. Okay, but as they come down from the top, they start to see crawling down is Gollum. The black crawling
Yeah.
shape is now 3/4 of the way down. This shows how he's basically like he's an animal.
Yeah, he just kind of slithers through the rocks, so to speak, and it's just really creepy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially since he mainly moves, like he moves in the daylight, but you can tell that he mainly kind of watches them, and it seems like his main movement is in the dark, or he waits for nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it's like even more creepy. And it's like, what is this thing? You know?
Yeah, he's a creature of the night. He's a creature of the night. And yeah, and as he's seeing it, the light, the shivery light, he says, "Nasty, we hates it. We hates it. Spies on us, precious. It hurts our eyes. Where is it, my precious? Where is it?" All right, and blink twice if you can hear us, Lady Toriel. Okay, we'll go. So they're waiting for him, and they attack him. Frodo pulls out Sting. He says, "Let go,
Oh,
Gollum.
that's
This
so
is
awesome.
Sting. You have seen it before, once upon a time.
Hello.
Let it go, or you'll feel it this time. I'll cut your throat." He's like, "Don't hurt
No.
us. Don't hurt us. They won't hurt us. Nice little hobbit says, we didn't mean no harm. We'll be nice to them. Very nice, won't we? Yes, yes." No, you won't. You friggin' liar.
Yeah.
And there's a flashback, believe it or not, or that doesn't happen too often in any book.
Yeah.
They are actually thinking about maybe killing him, and Frodo's like, "If
Yeah.
we kill him, we must kill him outright." As they're arguing, it seemed to Frodo, quote, "It seemed to Frodo that he heard, quite plainly but far off, voices out of the past. What a pity Bilbo did not stab the vile creature when he had a chance. Pity, it was pity that stayed his hand, pity and mercy, not to strike without need. I do not feel any pity for Gollum. He deserves death. Deserves death? I dare say he does. Many that live deserve death, and some die that deserve life. Can you give that to them? Then be not too eager to deal out death in the name of justice, fearing for your own safety. Even the wise cannot see all ends." Wow. The fact
that was-
that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that was from Moria, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to be
Yes.
rude.
No, you weren't being rude. It's hard because since we're not on screen, we can't see when we're about to talk.
Well, yeah, sometimes you have some lag, or well, I have some lag,
Yes.
and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, what were you going to say?
No, that's it. I just, I'm like, so for me, this is like him like flashing back to like the mines of Moria and his conversation with Gandalf the Grey.
Hmm. Well, and the fact that Tolkien makes several paragraphs out of that. I mean, it's what, 1, 2, 3 paragraphs of dialogue, throws it again in the middle of the book. It's, I think, as close as we'll ever get to him clamoring us over the head with, "This is my friggin' point. This
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say." Because everything in there is what comes to pass. Everything in there is what comes to pass. Even the wise cannot see all ends. Because if they had killed him, they wouldn't have been able to destroy the ring because Frodo wouldn't have been able to give it up, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I love that part. Yes, Shane. Don't choose Optus in Australia. Oh, I think they're giving... yeah. And I want to go back to this point. Senator Pupus Cooper says, "It's subtle but powerful. The rope, the cloaks, Limbus. The elves are tricksy folk." Yeah, all of those things have magical quality.
Yeah.
So they decide not to kill him. And then it turns out that he says that he can guide them. Quote, unquote.
Yeah. Find them safe paths in the dark. Yes, we will.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Well, and he makes him swear on the ring, too. And Frodo goes, "One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. Would you commit your promise to that, Smeagol? It will hold you, but it's more treacherous than you are." And he goes, "On the precious, on the precious. Smeagol will never snare, never, never to let him have it. Never." So he's even hedging on a kind of a swear that he will make on the ring. He's more like, "I won't let him give it to me. I won't let him this." And then finally, Frodo forces it out of him. "You have to promise."
Yep.
And then he says, "I will serve the master of the precious."
Yeah, and it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy again, like with his and I know like Tolkien didn't really do tropes, but when Frodo says it will hold you to that promise, Gollum breaks the promise and he purposely makes the promise knowing that he's going to break it. And then he winds up meeting his fate at the end.
Yes. That you never break an oath.
Yeah.
I feel, though, that Smeagol was just hedging so much in there. I'm like, did he really swear the oath? "I will serve the master of the precious." Well, I guess, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But he was
He
not
tried
doing
to
it.
get out of it though.
Yeah, he tried to use some fancy language. What's the definition of is?
Right?
Yeah. Okay, Zach says, you're right. I feel like he's talking directly to the reader. Also, I think he's reflecting on war in general. Correct. I think so too. Shane Nolan, oaths are sacred and binding in Missile. I think you mean Middle Earth. Yeah. Oh, there. And then Tyrone Beard, and you never refuse a dare, right, Rennie?
I
Well, now that
I
escalated
plead the
quickly.
fifth.
All right. I feel like even though these are broken up into chapters, these all kind of flow. These flow together.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. And the next chapter, Stieg would just love the fact that as they're walking along through the passage of marshes, they start kind of singing, reciting poetry.
His favorite part of the books.
Yeah, it's like, let's just stop and recite some poetry. But they do serve a purpose if you can forget the fact that maybe they shouldn't be stopping to wax poetic.
I mean, if you've got a big bad and his lackeys chasing you, you're not going to stop to sing a song or to recite a poem. That's just not realistic.
Yeah, but this is also Gollum, so he's just a weirdo anyway. So this is one of my favorite ones that he has. The one about the fishes. What a joy to meet. We only wish to catch a fish so juicy, sweet. And that's the way he does it in the movie.
Yeah, I know. It's just like,
Nice and cool. Nice and cool.
yeah, because they kind of mix this like up because yeah, this is in a different part of the movie than it is in the book, but it's just so funny because like, do you see anybody actually doing anything like this when they go fishing or it's so
Yeah.
corny, but you gotta love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, and he always talks to himself. He's only had himself to talk to. Well, hello, Mr. Brown
True.
Alliance. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Brown.
Oh, Lady Toriel says it's not going to happen just to be in the chat. Okay, I am so sorry it's not
Oh,
working out for you, Lady Toriel, because we definitely miss you. And it was going to be Girls' Day. Well, still Girls' Day. You're just
yeah.
with us in spirit. You just have the ring on. You're just hiding. Snortopoopus, fishies. Oh, num num num. The one thing Gala and I agree on. I love fish.
Well, yeah, he's a
Everyone-
polar bear.
Everyone's saying hi to each other.
Oh,
It's old enough being fish is actually pretty boring in real life. It can be. Yes, it can be. Especially if you don't catch anything. Though a lot of people I know like to go fishing just because it's the one place people won't bother them. And
yeah.
it's quiet.
that-
Yeah.
That's what my granny used to do. She used to like just going fishing for the solemn, peace and stuff. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So we used to go fishing in the bayous with her. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, and as we're going along, you see in this the passage of the marshes that Sam is keeping his eye on Gollum, and Gollum knows that Sam is his enemy. He recognizes if there's one person that's standing between me and what I want, it's going to be this guy.
Yeah, like, oh crap, he sees right through me. I can't BS this guy.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a line here. The hobbits were now wholly in the hands of Gollum because they were completely blind. And that's a scary, scary thing because he crazy.
Yeah.
And Sam's wanting to get food. And he's like, not a bird. They're like, not anything. And he goes, no. Gollum goes, no birds. Nice birds. No birds here. There are snakeses, wormses, things in the pools.
Oh.
Lots of things. Lots of nasty things in the pools. All the things that slither and snake around in the imagery of the, not just of the dead, but almost satanic imagery. Everything's rotten.
Yeah, just showing how cursed or how how
Mhm.
poisoned and corrupted all this stuff is. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, whoa. Like, I think when they get to actually into Mordor, isn't the water like black and like poisonous?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And when as they're going through here, this is when they see all those dead people. There are dead
Yeah.
things, dead faces in the water. Gollum laughed. The dead marshes. Yes, that is their name. You should not look in them when the candles are lit. Who are they? What are they? Said Sam. I don't know, said Frodo in a dreamlike voice, but I have seen them too in the pools when the candles were lit. They lie in all the pools, pale faces, deep, deep under the dark water. I saw them, grim faces of evil, and noble faces and sad. All foul, all rotting, all dead. A fell light is in them. I know not who they are, but I thought I saw their men and elves and orcs beside them. And Gollum's like, yes, all dead, all rotten. So there we are.
Yeah.
Those are the ones from the battle, the previous battle, like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
the battle at I forget what it's called, but something feels.
Someone in the chat will know.
I'm awful with remembering the name of that battle, but yeah, the big one with Sauron where Isildur cut the ring.
Yeah, they fought on the plains for days and months at the Black Gates. Yes.
Yeah.
And Smeagol says, when I was young before the precious came, the way he sees it's like the way some people are like, before our Lord and Savior was born. Oh, we got it here. Battle of the Dagorland, War of the Last Alliance. There we are.
I think it was something like Pelennor Fields is what the place is called. Or
Pelennor Fields, that was the one, that's what in Return of the King.
Oh, that's right. But I can't remember what this one's called. I'm like bugging the crap out of me.
Well, Shane, we'll go with the Irishman. That sounds good to me. Yes. So that's creepy as F, by the way. They all die and they end up rotten, but you can still see their dead faces in the water.
Yeah. And
Definitely
they're
dark
just,
magic.
yeah, exactly. It's like they were like kind of cursed to just stay there and just rot the place, you know?
Yeah. And as you know, when you got a bunch of dead bodies and dead things around, everything around it does become rotten. It becomes poisoned. You know, if you ever are hanging around and you see a bunch of dead bodies in water, don't drink it. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, gosh. Yeah, they said Snortopoopus got it. What did you get, Snortopoopus? Did I miss you? Mea maxima culpa. Are they talking about fish? I don't know.
Dagger Lad is what he said.
Daggerlet. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
maybe
did
that
I
was it. But
accidentally attribute it to someone else? If I did, I am sorry.
well, no, Shane said it too, but I just remember it being called something else, but I could be mixing up my battles, which is not good either. So
Okay. We're bad historians. We're at
I
historians.
know, shame on me. Shame.
Yeah, Lady Toriel says, I'm back, but only in the chat. That darn ring. Darn that ring. Shane Nolan,
Oh,
the elves are Legolas people. That is true.
yeah,
Snortopoopus Kubur, and the imagery is right out of Tolkien's memories of World War One. Bodies lying in water filled.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. From
makes
the
sense.
filled shell holes, or even in the trenches, they would fill up with water in
Yeah,
the trenches in World War One. Good catch.
very well
Yay.
said.
Yeah. Tyrone Beard, nah, sounds like a bathtub I had at a previous rental property.
Oh dear.
Sound advice from sound advice says solid advice rather, says Zach. Yeah, don't drink from dead bodies.
Yeah.
Wait, that sounded even worse. And loads of love for Lady Toriel. Loads of love for Lady Toriel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I feel bad that she can't make it. I understand all about having bad internet, so I'm so sorry, Lady Toriel.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then they keep going. There's a few more little spats between Smeagol and Sam as they're going along. He's like, remember, I've got the rope handy. No, no, said Gollum. Smeagol promised. Gollum led them back northward far for a while along the way they had come. Then they slanted down broken stony slopes. Check this out. They faded swiftly and softly into the darkness, and over
Yeah.
all the leagues of waste before the gates of Mordor, there was a black silence. Ooh, yeah.
It just has an ominous atmosphere, you know?
Yes. That's where they're going. They're just continuing to go down into that. Oh wait, that's the last passage of the last chapter. Yeah. Oops. My page turned. The green fields of France. Yes. Well, how do you do, young Willie McBride? It's a great song, "The Green Fields of France." But it's one of the saddest songs I think that was ever written.
Oh,
Okay, it's about some dude that died in World War One because it's an old sad Irish song.
I
Well,
don't think
that
I've
would
heard
all
that.
actually, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I don't think I've heard that. I'm sorry, Teresa.
Oh, no, don't be. No, we won't be sorry. We shall not be sorry. We shall be bold. Yeah. Oh, you should listen to it sometime. The Fury Brothers. That's a recording that I have of it. It's a very nice song, but it'll make you really depressed.
Oh,
So in any case, yes, they went down, 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 and into the last chapter, and they're still going down. They're stumbling on through the weary end of the night until the coming of another day of fear. They walked with bowed heads, seeing nothing, hearing nothing but the wind hissing in their ears. Yeah, this really does evoke that kind of barren wasteland that would have been in France during World War One. Even though, as we know, Tolkien did not write allegory, but that does not mean that things are not applicable either.
yeah. You know, he may not have intentionally done it, but you know, sometimes when things like kind of get into your mind, you somehow express it unintentionally, meaning it to be a parallel, but it just happens to be a parallel, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. As I always say, you write what you know. You write what you know. So bits of that will always come into it. I also think that there was a little more of that in his writing than he was always readily publicly to admit, because of he knew the way people would latch on to it. Because when his letters, he would sometimes say, yeah, that is kind of like that. But he did not want it to be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I think he was adamant because, sorry, not Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, it was so over the head, the allegory. And that's what C.S. Lewis wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had just a different way of world building. Lady Toriel says, are you getting to one of your favorite chapters, Teresa? We are, but we will not be getting to it today. As much as I would love to, it will be, I believe, the next one. We will certainly get to it next week. Oh, Tyrone is giving technical advice. Everyone's helping her out.
Aw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is terrible. I can see by your graveside you were only 19. Yeah. Oh, gosh, I can't. In that faithful heart, you're forever 19. Yeah. Or are you a stranger without even a name? Or was she a stranger? Or whatever it is. It's a very sad song. This is not going to turn into the musical the Fury Brothers sing Green Fields of France.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing It's Not Pleasant. Just say that.
Are you forever 19? And I start capping on you. Yes, exactly. As long as it's a long slog to Henneth and noon. Yes, it is. Yes. Oh, look, it's Matt Wilkins. As usual.
Oh, no.
Where's Stig? Not that it's a bad thing to stream without him. No.
Oh, dear.
Our
He's going to be
Viking,
sorry he missed you.
He's going to be very sorry he missed you. Our Viking is likely in dreamland right now. Right, he is not with us. He is in the land of unconsciousness. But welcome, Matt Wilkins. Welcome. Miss Martin sings your favorite Christmas classics. Yes, well, this is not a Christmas classic, but hey, I'll sing Christmas classics. Let's do karaoke sometime, Matt. Let's do karaoke.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I got to get that song out of my head.
I know.
Matt Muses. Oh gosh, now we got the ship.
Now people are gonna be starting that rumor. So what's going on, Teresa?
Nothing. The man's married. That's all I got to say about that. No. Throw to Poopus Cooper says the Viking is bringing up new puns to torture us with. Yeah, I think we're missing the puns. We're missing the puns today. But some of the people in the chat have been helping us out with that. Some of them have been helping us out in the chat. We're now moving on to chapter 3 of this. Chapter 3, the Black Gate is closed. Black Gate is closed. Dun, dun, dun.
Ugh. You know, it's funny, as they get closer and closer to Moria, I just feel like everything starts to like get more and more dark and more like creepy and sinister. And then you see the Black Gate and it's like, oh, holy crap.
It's almost literally the very gates of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh. It goes on and on and on that it's gray as ash. It's got like red light, and he really describes it. The two hobbits gazed at the towers and the wall in despair. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. I really get those feelings about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just makes you feel really like, oh, what are they getting into? And you know, when you first read the book, it's just like, oh, how are they going to come out of this? How's this going to go down? You know?
Yeah.
How do they have a chance? They're like tiny.
Yeah.
Like the size of kids.
Yeah, and they're in complete despair. And oh my gosh, Lady Toriel, Teresa tied Stig up and threw him.
Do you have a lotion?
In a closet.
Is he going to be putting it in the basket?
No, it puts its lotion on its skin, or it rubs its lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Yeah.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Lotion in the basket. Don't you hurt my dog! Don't you hurt my dog!
Oh, you did that really well.
I've watched that movie so many times, Silence of the Lambs, and you thought the marshes were bad. Indeed. Hello,
Yeah.
pretty ladies. Oh, why, thank you.
Oh,
Wait,
hey,
you're talking
Subhuman.
about, I thought you wasn't talking about Matt. He was talking about me and you. Yes, lovely. Okay, I can't trash Matt. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I need Stieg.
Yeah,
Stieg.
it's kind of Steve's thing. You know?
Yeah. I'm on Matt's side. Oh, and they're asking themselves about some of the things that different things on the History Channel. A land defiled. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Ha ha ha! This is hilarious. A land defiled, diseased beyond all healing. Ha ha! No, I was just laughing at me trying to insult Matt and it falling flat. I cannot
Aw.
insult that man. He's too sweet. He's too sweet. All right, so Sam then becomes Captain Obvious. Well, here we are. Here's the gate.
Yeah. It's like, no way.
You
Is that
don't
what
say.
that
And
is?
then he goes, and it looks to me as if that's about as far as we are ever going to get. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things.
Right? Well, and do you
Oh.
ever kind of wonder, because like they're sitting there like pretty much exposed. It's like, if they actually take this route and they go through this gate, how are they not going to get caught?
Mhm. Well, so far I think they've been able to get away from it because they're so small.
Yeah.
How haven't they not been caught? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone in the chat know how the hell have they not been caught? We're women. We don't know where we're going. We would have
dear.
asked for directions by now.
That's what MapQuest is for, or what is it, Waze, that a lot of people use now?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Smeagol's Sam's all like, what'd you do this? What'd you bring us here for then if there's nowhere to go? And Smeagol's like, you told me to bring you to the gate. I brought you to the gate. What's your problem, man?
Yeah, exactly. I like how he said it like Chong. That's pretty cool.
Sorry.
Brought you the gate, man.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
And then Frodo says, I am commanded to go to the land of Mordor, and therefore I shall go. If there is only one way, then I must take it. What comes after must come. Yay, Frodo, having courage even though everything
Yeah.
sucks. So,
Yeah.
gosh darn it. And then he goes, Smeagol, I will trust you once more. It's like, no.
It's like, no, don't
But
do it.
but on the other hand, he has nowhere else to go. He has nowhere else to trust him. Sorry, they don't know where the hell they are.
Yeah.
So they go on and on and on in a very, very long way. Gollum's like, okay, precious, we're going to go this way. I have a secret way. And then Frodo goes, I ask you again, is not this secret way guarded? Because if there's a secret way, wouldn't it have a guard?
Yeah. And you know, you haven't told us this before. This is the first time you've spoken of it. Why wait to say it until now?
Exactly. So Frodo isn't as fooled, perhaps, as he came across in the movie, like on his side. But I think that they just realized that there was nowhere else they could go.
Yeah, they didn't have another choice. This was it. He was the only person that knew the area as well as he did. Even though maybe you couldn't trust him, so to speak, to have your best interest at heart, he doesn't want Sauron to have the ring. So you know at least he's protecting that interest.
Yes. Precisely. Oh, thank you. The elf comes to the rescue. The cloaks the elves gave them. Duh.
Sorry.
We really don't have our brain cells today.
Oh, girl.
At least
You
I
know me
don't.
and my Friday lack of sleep sometimes just
Yeah.
cuckoo.
Yes, exactly. The lady helped us out. Luffy's God said, I've been reading the books again, and Gandalf could have called the eagle sooner, and we wouldn't have had the troubles of book 2 and 3. Hi, Rennie, and Miss Muses, or if you are missing Stieg in from Norway. Oh, well, we are just missing him right now, but it's good to have another Norwegian here to help us with our brain fog.
I do have to counter that fact that he just said. Like, if you read, is it in The Hobbit or is it in the Silmarillion, where the King of the Eagles or the Lord of the Eagles states that he does not appreciate feeling like he's like a taxi for other beings, so to speak. I know I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah, I'm not an Uber, damn it.
Yeah, he finds it, like, I think degrading or something. I forget how he says it, but he's very adamant about that, and that's why they don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So maybe he would have called and they would have said, we're not coming. We're busy.
Yeah, exactly. Did you not hear
you.
what I just said? Like, seriously, dude, I told you no. I mean,
what part of no don't you understand?
Exactly.
And no, we don't answer to Lyft either.
Yeah.
Well, and finally the writers show up, but Sam decides to play Captain Obvious
again.
The writers are about again, up in the air. Do you think they could see us? They were very high up, and if they are black writers, same as before, then they can't see much by daylight, can they? Well, thank you for telling us how it all works there. No, I love Tolkien, but sometimes he does spoon feed us a bit.
Yeah.
Frodo, no, perhaps not, but their steeds could see. Their steeds can see. And those winged creatures that they ride on now, they can probably see more than any other creature. They are like great carrion birds. They are looking for something. The enemy is on the watch, I fear. Dun, dun, dun.
Because isn't that what Sauron used, was carry-ons?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool how they draw that parallel.
Yeah. And then Steve's favorite thing, they heard singing and the horse shouting. I think it's a different kind of singing. It leaped into all their minds that the Black Wings had spied them and had sent the soldiers to seize them. But no, they crouched listening. The voices and the clink of weapons and harness were very close. So what's going on is that they're all marching along, and they go, more men going to Mordor. So they're singing, I think, one of those little songs you sing when you're marching.
Like in boot camp, maybe?
Yes, exactly. And who knows, maybe this is where some of the racism arguments might perhaps be coming from, that these ones are dark faces. We have not seen men like this before. They have black eyes, long black hair, and gold rings in their ears. Some have red paints on their cheek. Very cruel, wicked men they look, almost as bad as the orcs. This is one of those where I'm like, maybe there might be a little bit of a point about the men who are dark and how they look, and that it might have been a racist stereotype. On the other hand, it was also the 1950s.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, so I think, it's one of those things where you always have like good versus evil. Like good is like bright and, shiny and, easy to see. And evil is dark and corroded and hard to see. And it's, I've always seen it as, maybe at one time they were bright and, good, but like, maybe they drank so much dark water and, ate so many fell beasts and all that, it may have corrupted and poisoned their skin. Like it could be like, they could be rotted for all we know. Could be war paint. But I do see how people can draw that parallel. I don't believe that's how Tolkien meant it though, but I believe it's like more of a supernatural darkness and, not necessarily, a darker skinned human as much as someone who has been poisoned and more alien than human because they've been corrupted. That's kind of how I see them.
Okay, and Shane Nolan I think agrees with you somewhat that they are dressed for battle, like the Scottish and Braveheart. Are they racist? No.
Yeah, that's it's a good
Mhm.
point.
Yeah, people with issues. Yeah, I can see all of those. Snortopoopas comes in and saves the day with the comment of the stream. Damn it, Jim! I'm an eagle, not a taxi driver.
Right? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. And Snortopoopas Kuber says, and it's how the Middle Eastern and African armies looked in the Middle Ages. Yes.
I didn't
I'm
think of
just
that.
saying I can maybe see a point.
Yeah.
Because if that's the way, if the African ones were the ones that were siding with Mordor, again, I don't think it was some big racist
I mean, it's
statement.
possible. I think whenever I read the book, I just didn't look at it in those kind of terms. Now that they're pointing it out, of course, you go through and you reread it. It's like, well, maybe, but
Maybe, yeah.
you don't think of that when you're reading these books. Initially, you're just like, these men have been corrupted, or they're ready for battle, and they're, because like Shane said, they could very well be putting on their war paint. But I've always just kind of thought of it as like they're drinking the dark water, they're eating the dark beast, and they're doing dark things, and because of that they've become just dark and evil.
Yeah.
And they may have once looked like Aragorn and Faramir. We don't know.
Yeah, true. Where I'm going with this is possibly the one part where I would think people may not be pulling it completely out of their butts.
Oh no, you could very well be right.
Yeah, if someone wanted to have an argument, this is where I would be willing to concede the point that it does seem a little bit applicable here, as opposed to Sam and Frodo were really gay and that was the main story, where it just completely comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know Tolkien's set of mind on that, because I don't think he ever told us, is the tough part. But I can definitely see where you're coming from on it.
Oh, really good points in the comments. Luffy's God says Tolkien was talking about the industrialization of England and the loss of nature and World War II, so no racist or over undertones. Orcs are German and Sauron is Hitler.
Oh, wow. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Snortopoopas Kuber talks about, you have Samwise wondering in a later chapter if the dead southern warrior was really evil or just driven by fears and lies. Good point. Good point. Brandon, we might get to this question. I'm not dismissing you, but at the end, we usually like to talk about some of the more miscellaneous things, and I will come back to that. How's that after we get to the end of the book discussion? Thank you. That is a good question. And then Stieg somewhere is screaming in his sleep and not knowing why he's having a nightmare, because Gollum goes, "What are elephants?" And Sam stood up, putting his hand behind his back, and began with a very long poem. He does a poetry recital right in the middle. He even stands up, and as he says here, as he always did when speaking poetry.
I mean, you've got the bad guys all around you marching for war, but why not break for a poem?
Yeah, why not? Why not just say it's just a friggin' animal? Thank you, lovely Cherie. No, don't be not your bad at all. I'm glad you asked it. I just wanted to let you know that was when I was going to address it. I'm not trying to ignore you or anything to that effect. And everyone's happy to see the lovely Cherie. We are always glad to see you. Thank you. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. And everyone, if you all have not yet given me a like, a share, and a subscribe early and often, like a Chicago election, please go ahead and do so.
That was great.
Well, thank you. I try. See, I can come up with jokes. Steve's not the only one that can have a joke.
That's right.
He's just, I just can't insult Matt. I'm not good at that.
That's Steve's battle.
Yeah. And then he goes on and on about that's what we used to rhyme and all this blah blah blah, on and on. And then finally Gollum goes, no Oliphants. Smeagol has not heard of them. He does not want to see them. He does not want them to be. Smeagol wants to go away from here and hide somewhere safer. I was like, yes, for once, Smeagol, I am completely with you.
Exactly.
STFU, we need to hide.
Exactly.
Oh,
You have an
boy.
army, like, pretty much right by you. Like, run for the hills, man. You can't fight these people.
Yeah. Brandon G says elephants definitely remnants of the first time people encountered armed elephants in battles in Africa and India. Yes, armored elephants. Chicago equals Mordor. The dead rise to vote in the land of Chicago, where the dead rise to vote. Yes. Oh, Luffy, it's there in the ticker tracker thing. We're in book 4, chapter 3 of the
Yes.
book.
The Black Gate is closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Frodo goes, "I wish we had 1,000 Oliphants with Gandalf on a white one at their head." Wait, dun dun dun. They don't know that Gandalf is back. That Gandalf's the white.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They think he's dead.
Yeah,
Because he died in Moria, so to speak.
Exactly. He fell off the cliff and said, "Fly, you fools!" Okay. Then we'd break away into this evil land, perhaps, but we've not. Just our own tired legs, that's all. Where's Smeagol? The third turn may turn the best. I will come with you. And Gollum's, good master, wise master, nice master, good master.
Oh, God. I'm glad Steve isn't here today.
Cried Gollum in delight, patting Frodo's knees.
You know, I'm just kidding, Steve. You would be like loving this.
So after Gollum is done patting his legs, after he says, "I will come with you," it's like, good master, then rest now, nice hobbitses. Okay, that's as dirty as we're gonna get today.
That's all right. Save the best for last.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds kinky. Gollum laying it on with a trowel. Brandon, good master. Master. OMG, says Shane Nolan. Yes, I am with you, Shane Nolan. OMG, we should all be ashamed of ourselves.
I know.
Hey, but that's as bad as we got. So we've been pretty good today. Well, Reddy, what do you think? What do you think about these chapters and where we're going? Any final thoughts?
You know, the whole Gollum, Sam, and Frodo thing is, the whole dynamic is very uncomfortable or uneasing, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never really feel like there's a real camaraderie there, so to speak. You know that Sam and Frodo have one, but Frodo kind of slowly, you can feel him like kind of pulling away from Sam because of the corruption. So it's just always a very uncomfortable and uneasy environment. And they have so much thrown at them, but at the same time, you know, you also have like Gollum, who you know as a reader they should never trust, but they have no choice but to trust him. And yeah, it's a very nerve-wracking part of the story when you read what they're going through, because especially on your first time around, because it's like you've got this whole really odd dynamic and vibe, and you know you want the good guys to win, but it just feels so like off, you know.
Yeah, as it should, because when you're around something that's so unnatural,
exactly,
you feel it like that restless little squirrel that knows a storm is coming.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And, you know, Tolkien did a great job of, you know, making you feel that way. So you're sitting there reading like, oh gosh, are they going to be okay? What's going to happen next? You know, versus when you have like Aragorn and, you know, Legolas and Gimli, and it's just like, okay, these guys are awesome. They can do anything together. You know, you don't really get that from these three. So.
No, they're like despair. They can barely walk. They're like, we suck.
Yeah, there's like nothing edible on the way. I mean, of course, they've got limbus, but you can't drink the water. I mean, it's pretty destitute in some areas.
Yeah. In the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Yeah,
Okay, well, you said it all. You said it better than I could, and I'm gonna keep coming back to you because this is your book. You said it yourself.
that's right.
Holy
Now I shall pay the
crud!
consequence.
Yeah, the comments. Well, they got a little bit rowdy here.
No
Zach,
way.
do not come. Slow, silly humans. Smeagol sounds like a threesome. Two's a company, says Shane Nolan. Three's a crowd. Lady Toriel, that's just cringe. Actually, you're right, Lady Toriel. We are horrible human beings.
Sorry, Lady Toriel.
Okay,
Please
well,
don't hate us.
oh, the sort of poopus brings back the maturity, and yet they persevere. Yes, they do. No, I
Yes.
love immature comments, as you all know.
Same here.
We just can't help ourselves. Luffy is God. I disagree, Reddy. Shame on me. Frodo understands God but doesn't trust him.
Yeah, I feel he does. I feel he unjustly overly trusts him because of the ring. They have that bond. But to each their own. But I do feel like Frodo does put a bit more trust in Gollum than he should.
Okay. I think there's room for interpretation open for that. Definitely, as we move forward to the greatest character that will ever grace pages. That's going to be next week.
Start with an F?
It starts with an F, and it has an A and an M and an I and an A and an R and all the stuff that comes in between. Yes, we will be getting to Faramir next week. But all right, so we're going to move this party into the miscellaneous because we always like to kind of talk slightly off topic because this book lends it to that. We had a pretty good question about the movies, I think, for each of the panelists from Brandon, the one I said I promised I would get to.
Oh, yeah. What did he say? What's your least favorite movie out of
the trilogy? I didn't know if it was the least favorite or the favorite. Let me find it. Everyone's saying hi. It's hard for me sometimes to scroll back. Is this it?
Yeah, it won't let me scroll back too far.
Yeah, the bastards. Oh, yeah, so I'm getting close. Cool, my bad. Here it is. What was the worst movie out of the two trilogies released?
So is he talking about
the Lord of the
Hobbit
Rings
as well?
trilogy and The Hobbit? So we can choose between the 6?
That's going to be the Battle of the Five Armies for me. Because that was beyond cheesy.
Yeah, that one went on forever.
Well, Brandon G, I see that you say that they cut so much out, but if you watch the extended release of The Return of the King, and I don't know, I think that it adds so much more, and you get to see more of Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn. I find it more enjoyable, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's almost fair to compare the two trilogies because even the best of The Hobbit wasn't close to the original trilogy. So if you will forgive me, Brandon, I'm going to say what my least favorite is in each of the trilogy. My least favorite in the first one was we just said the Battle of the Five Armies. Movie wise, probably the Two Towers. Movie wise, not necessarily book wise, but that is being extremely critical because I adore all three. But if I were to choose which one I felt that I didn't like as much, and a lot of it has to do with the things that they added because I think they were trying to buy time. And especially how they treated, who? Faramir, Captain of Gondor.
Yeah.
They tried to make him into a bad guy, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they gave him a bit of an ominous vibe in The Two Towers. If you read the books, you know that's not who he is. I think they just wanted you as a viewer to think like, well, is this guy good? Is he bad? And then you realize that he's everything the Boromir wasn't.
Correct. And they didn't do it correctly because of the way that they did it in The Two Towers. I felt like that kept him from having that aspect of him show, because he was tempted and then he let Frodo go. He almost did the exact same thing that Boromir did. But in the
Yeah.
book, he didn't even come close to wanting to take the ring.
No, not really, no.
Yeah.
You know, you always sensed that he was kind of pure of heart, which
Mhm.
was nice because it's like, who is this guy? He seems, you know, he seems pretty all right, you know? I mean, you know, of course, you know, when you're reading through it, you don't necessarily trust everybody right away because, you know, there's some pretty shady characters, but you know, I don't ever feel like Faramir was corrupt in the book
No.
or
You're like,
corrupted.
exactly. You're like, why is this man so perfect?
Right?
Yeah, but
Well,
it
that's
also
kind of
seemed
like
like
Aragorn or Legolas for me, but yeah.
yeah. Well, and it also, in my opinion, just was like a cheap knockoff of what we already saw happen at the end of the Fellowship film.
Exactly. So just kind of had to play a little bit on that drama.
Mhm.
If I may, I
Yeah.
would like to say my least favorite of Lord of the
Oh,
Rings
absolutely.
trilogy personally. And for me, it was Return of the King. And it's not because of anything necessarily wrong with the movie. It's just, you don't want it to end. So,
Mhm.
you know, even though Aragorn does what he was destined to do and he tried to fight against it, it's just like, oh, that's it. Sad face. Everybody's going on their ways. I don't like this, you know?
Okay. Yeah, well, it was terrible when it ended, because not
Yeah.
only was it the story that ended, but also that,
Everyone sailing off to Valinor.
and it was all over because
Yeah.
it was so much fun the 3 years that these movies were coming out, the lead up and the excitement, and then there was, like, 2 releases, because we would always get excited for the theatrical release and then for the extended release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like shed a tear almost every time I watch Return of the King at the end. I'm just like,
Mhm.
Gandalf's gone.
Yeah.
You know, Elrond's gone. Everybody's gone. Frodo's gone. Bilbo's gone. It's just, it's, a little sad.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, Kelvin, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, lots and lots of comments about what would be people's least favorites. I think it looks like the Battle of Five Armies is almost everyone's least favorite. Oh,
Awesome.
hello, OG Star Wars. Please smash the like button.
Hey.
Yes, thank you. Uh, oh yeah, Brandon was upset about them not having Tom Bombadil in the Fellowship of the Ring. Let me see. I'm getting behind a little bit on the comments. I love Faramir's character, the steward and the king has happening. Yes, that was one of the
Yeah.
best chapters ever. Dropping by for support, still reading it. Yes, and we don't want you spoiled. We don't want you spoiled. Zach says Ghost Army was a bit of a downer. Snortopoopas says, I hated the scrubbing bubble sequence in The Return of the King when the army did.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what they did, right?
It was scrubbing bubbles.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah, Luffy's God said Return of the King is the worst one. It's got 6 endings. Okay, and I want to come back to your comment, Luffy, but first I want to answer what was it Shane that said about my boyfriend Faramir? Yes, it is true. It is true that Faramir came upon Tolkien unexpectedly. I don't know if it was a dream. This is from letter 65 to his son Christopher, my mea culpa, letter 66, a letter from Tolkien to his son Christopher Tolkien as he's writing The Two Towers. It's 1944 during the war. He says, a new character has come on the scene. I am sure I did not invent him. I did not even want him, though I like him. But there he came walking into the woods of Ithilien. Faramir, the brother of Boromir. So, yes, it wasn't so much a dream. I think it was as he was writing he just waltzed on into the story. And I think that's so cool. He was not planning this character to come in. And I
Yeah,
love
it's
the way
really
he's like,
cute.
I'm not sure I invented him. I didn't even want him, though I
Who
like
is
him.
this guy that's talking in my head?
Exactly. And and let me say one more time, I like him. So says Father. And 50 years later, or 60 years later, Teresa Martin goes, I like him too. Yes.
Nice.
uh, Brandon says the Return of the King doesn't capture the heartbreak and sorrow that Arwen went through. Yeah, they tried to show it a little bit in the dream sequence in the Two Towers movie. And I want to get back to, I think Luffy had a comment in answer to you about Frodo, I think it was. He says, no, he just trusted Gom to help them, but trusted he understands they have to destroy the ring. He doesn't trust him to understand that, Rennie.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense because I was like, well, he does kind of trust him. But yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think both of you are right. I think you are actually on the same wavelength here.
Yeah.
It's just perhaps the way it was worded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that thank you for the clarification, and that's a very well put there. Very well. Great discussion here in there. I'm gonna try to I might get not a laptop. What's the other thing? The laptop is what I'm on right now.
PC?
PC, thank you, but not a PC because I would get a Mac. Sorry. Maybe one of these days I'll get a PC, but I want everything to be compatible.
Oh, like a tablet?
No, like a Mac.
Oh, okay.
You know, I
An
want to say
iMac.
Yeah.
Nice.
One that's like a desktop. That's what. Thank you.
A desktop computer.
I don't know who I just said thank you to. I think I said thank you to the voice in my head.
Nice.
Yay! The voices in my head are helping me out. So yeah, I got to keep it, Matt, because I do so much work, especially right now on airplanes and stuff. So I can bring my laptop and do all that on the airplane and keep it all compatible. And now that we have Wi-Fi, you can get. Let's see, OG Star Wars. You make me click button. Oh, I thank you.
Oh,
me like you. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Well, we're gonna wind down this party. I want to thank everyone that came in on the chat. As always, we have the great Snortopoopas Kubur, the polar bear. Thank you for being here. You are always here and a great support. Same thing, Shane Nolan, all the way from Ireland, in a place that is not Cork. It is Shane Nolan. We also had Sultan Al Fahim. Thank you. You're always here. Much appreciated and appreciate your support. Thank you, Brightest Day. Appreciate your support. Keck44, the mod with the most. Thanks for coming in and helping us. Tyrone, thank you. Zach's great comments. Thank you, Luffy as God, being our Norwegian representation and adding some good points. Kelvington, thank you. Lady Toriel, thank you. We're really sorry we couldn't get you up here.
Yeah.
I think I got everyone. Oh, and of course, OG, thank you for popping in and saying we had Mayor McCheese, whole bunch of other people. Mr. Brown Alliance, thank you. Much appreciated. I couldn't do it without you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, wait, but I have to pause everything. Luffy says, I love Faramir. He might have said more, but he said, I love Faramir. So,
oh, there you go.
Yeah. What about
you
us
have to take
hybrid?
a little break for that.
Yeah, us hybrids. Yeah. Okay. I'll take hybrids and animals as well. Lady Toriel, I know people don't like the fact they added Toriel. She should have gone with Legolas. Well, we all would have gone with Legolas. Of course we would. Getting a computer for Christmas. Yay, everyone. Take care of every human. Well, where can we find you, Rennie? I think there's a big one coming up, right?
Yes. So today on Mr. Brown Alliance, 4:30 p.m. Central. Pretty much every Saturday around 4 or 5. Today we do have special guest, the Critical Drinker. So, had to keep that under wraps until yesterday, and it was very hard to keep my mouth shut. But at the same time, he's just a human being, and look forward to having a conversation. So, yeah. And then whenever we do these Lord of the Rings discussions, you can definitely find me here with Miss Martin Muses for as long as she can tolerate me. So,
oh no, I love it. Okay, I put Mr. Brown Alliance's. Oh, There he is. You called, we summoned. Mr. Brown Alliance, tune in later. Peace for Critical Drink on my channel at 22:30 GMT. Oh, GMT,
Which,
that's what the Brits are.
yeah,
Adopt the strays, because I keep calling it British time, or
it's like Greenwich Mountain Time or something like that.
yeah, 20. Yes, good journey, everyone, ladies. Love the drinker. Yes, yes, and as you say, every guest is special. Every guest is
Yeah.
special, but please do support Brandon. Sorry, Mr. Brown. That was the name that came up. But support Brandon too. We like Brandon here, G, as well. But please support Mr. Brown Alliance and subscribe. Support Lady Toriel, wherever she is. Greenwich Mean Time. Thank you.
Ah, there you go.
Thank you. We needed a European to to marisplain it to us, or British splain.
Britsplain?
Mea Maxima culpa, because Shane is Irish. But to
sorry,
Irish explain to us, but to explain to us the damn British name, okay? Go on, support me. You know you want to.
A wanker.
That's why God to you.
That's
Because
right.
they're every mean in Greenwich. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is definitely when everything just goes straight to hell. Brennan G, we think they're so fine scientific, they're just quoting the home time. Well, they're very practical people. They make a mean cup of tea. And I happen to like British people. It was 1776 and a lot of other things that happened, but yeah. Oh, Celtic explaining. That's it. Celtic explaining.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness.
Gosh.
These guys that are typically, are typically on the panel every week. They're all from Great Britain and Scotland, except for me. And, they're really nice guys, really lovely people.
Yeah, and without giving it away, is it Northern England or maybe it's not even England, but
I think from all across the country.
All across the country. I'll tell by the accents.
Yeah, Mr. Brown's got a Yorkshire accent.
Okay.
So yeah, no, he admits it like openly on air, so you can tell it's Yorkshire.
Some people don't
but
always
that
say
doesn't
exactly
mean
what
that's where he's currently living.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend up in Manchester, and very different accent than down in South England. Yeah, tea. Well, I'll tell you, you guys know your tea. They needed some class on the panel, Rennie. Oh, oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, Shane approves of Celtic explaining. Brendan says, we got coffee all the time. Eat my shorts, England. Oh
dear.
Well, that's a good thing. We're all friends now, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about Dublin, but I'll leave Dublin alone because we might have some Dubliners pop in sometime. My best friend now lives in Dublin, so yeah, people can live in Dublin and still be Irish. No, they're definitely Irish. Via Ahaclia. So there we go. I still remember how to pronounce that's how you say Dublin in Irish.
That's cool. Say it again.
Via Ahaclia.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to do that, but that's really cool.
I'm feeling very, very self-conscious knowing that Shane is in the chat, though, because my Irish pronunciation. Did I say it right? I'm from. Oh, shit! You're from Dublin. No. Then you would say whether I'm saying it's Violet Ahaclia, right? That's how I remember and how I said it. How I was taught to say it. But I also learned Cork Irish, which is like a different dialect, but I don't even know.
That's cool that you can speak any Celtic tongue at all.
Well, it's just because that's what they made us speak. If that makes any sense. Translation is the dark pole. You said it correctly. Yes, yay! I'm just feeling self-conscious. I'm feeling very self-conscious with a native Irish person on there. That's what we learned in school. And we would learn Irish like commands and poems and prayers, and we wouldn't speak it like normal, but ever since I've been back, there's been more of that. But whenever I return to Ireland, which I may never be able to with all this COVID stuff,
I know.
I do understand it. Like when they're talking Irish at the airport and all the arrival places, all the cities. It's very weird. It's very weird how that works. But yeah, because it means dark pool. Yeah, the dark pool, which has nothing to do with the word Dublin. And then Corkig is how you say Cork in Irish, which is
Yeah.
basically Cork. May I go to the toilet? Unwil catagum dulgadi and lathris masheda holly.
Dang.
Yeah, that means may I go to the toilet, please. Originally, we were taught Unwil catagum dulamach masheda holly, but dulamach would be go outside. And one of my teachers said, no, we don't say dulamach anymore. That was just back when you had to go
When you
in
had
the
outhouses?
outhouses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gurav Mahagat. Brenda says 9. You will go when the Duke of Orange says you may. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Ha! That's it. Yeah. Or more importantly, you have to say it like this: Vuntor, Vuntor, Vuntor. Oh, which is teacher.
Dang,
And then-
Teresa, you're really good at that.
hey, you try. If that's the only way you can go to the toilet, you learn it fast. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, it's like, because, when it's down to what's do or die, so to speak, you kind of have to learn that stuff.
Well, no, yeah, well, but it's also what you would remember because for some reason teachers used to always say commands to us in Irish, and we would have to ask things in Irish, but every other time we'd speak English. So go figure. And we took Irish. We actually took it as a class as well. But just when I was starting to learn what I was saying was when I moved back to America and we started learning grammar and all that. Okay, Luffy's got. I'm sorry to say Irish, but I have to wee little leprechauns. Oh, there we go. Bringing the puns. Sort of Poopas Kuber says, my Irish ancestral name is sometimes translated as son of little bear. Must be a coincidence. Ha ha.
That's cute.
Wee, Shane, that is so cool. Yes, what's cool?
Sort of Poopus always has the cutest little things to say.
Yeah. We like polar bears here. We like polar bears. But that's our little thing of the day. If we ever do karaoke on Matt Wilkins' channel or something around St. Patrick's Day, I'll sing some songs in Irish, but they're all so sad. They're so sad. Cashlan on Vermore, you know that one, Shane Nolan? That's the really sad one. Actually, they're all just sad. I love, except for the drinking songs. Those are happy. I love the Irish, especially in a bar, if it's a bar fight in Australia. Yes.
Oh, dear.
Poo or die. Well, something like that. I love a good bar fight. Come on, Tyron. That's the worst drunk. Okay. The Australians or one of the Australians is smash talking or someone's talking.
There's a little rivalry between Australians and Irish in Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Sad. Yes. They have all these melancholy tunes and because sad things happened, but they're really gorgeous. Okay. Well, we'll save that for the St. Patrick's Day special in 3 months, where we'll all tell you what the wearing of the green really means, and everyone will get self-conscious. Do you know what it means to wear green, Princess Rennie?
In America, it means that they won't pinch you in school, but no, I really don't.
Yeah, Brendan says, "Do it. I would love it." You can just Google it. I mean, well, let me this way: the Protestant color was orange. The Catholic color was
green.
Just saying, we all giggle. They're all showing that they're loyal to Catholicism. But this is also something important to keep in mind. The Irish flag is orange, white, and green.
Yeah.
Protestant and Catholic and peace between them.
Very cool.
That's what that is all about. So now that you know, this is where I need to have the more you know.
I know you need like that little thing. Like, what was it? Who is it that had that? John Talks.
John Talks would have it. Yeah, and Nina's been doing it too. And so it's just good. But what's the next chapters we are talking about? Oh, okay. The next chapters we usually do it in threes. So the next 3 chapters will be. Shoot. You see, this is where. I don't have them all written in because I'm using my fancy version today. Okay, chapters 4 of herbs and stewed rabbit. The forbidden pool 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, because then I think we're gonna the forbidden pool, and then Sheila. Yeah, because we want to do Shelob's lair. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. Sorry, yeah, 4, 5, and 6. We're doing it in threes.
Cool.
So white for peace. Exactly. See, there you go, Shane. Yeah. There's such beauty in the symbolism.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know this one? A hider in a clee, will you marry me? Na hain in a hole in bulandram. A calling vim a cree comes of on hinjahu. I guess gun fina hat to gum a curring a rum. Did you learn that when you were a kid, Shane Nolan? That's just those are kid songs. That's a kid song.
I think
yeah.
I've heard that, but it's probably not a
movie. It's just a little kiddie song, and it goes on. It's like the song that never ends. And
oh my gosh, it's the worst song ever.
Yeah, it's like with this chick, it's like, will you marry me, you hot soldier, or you nice soldier, because you're wearing all your hat and your clothes and all that. And he's like, well, how can I marry you? I don't have shoes. And so she goes, oh, I'll go get some shoes, or I'll go get a hat, I'll go get all that. And then after he's got all the clothes, he goes, yes, you do know it, Shade. And he goes, August van August clownagum here veladenstra, which means, how can I marry you? I have a wife and children across the sea. Ha ha. So he got a free outfit because he tricked her. He said, I'll marry you. Or no, he said, how can I marry you? Consavan Hinshahu. So how can I marry you? Because I don't have this. And then he goes, well, really, how can I marry you? I've already got a wife.
Ah.
Yeah. Tyrone Beard said, Aussie chicks love Irish accent. That's what causes most bar fights here. I'll tell you this. Ladies like the Irish accents too. Actually, ladies like any kind of accent. Oh, hello, Sporking. Hello.
Hey, Scott.
Hello, ladies. Luffy is God. Oh, everyone's saying thanks. Yes. Okay, good. I am feeling very self-conscious though, because I learned that some of the things that I learned as a kid in Irish is like when you hear awful wedded wife. When you're a kid, when they say, will you take such and such as your awful wedded wife?
It's like, oh, that's awful.
I have learned when I've gone back to Ireland, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what the hell did you just say? And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And it turns out that's how I heard it as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So Irish accents are sexy. Okay, Shane Nolan says another classic, but in English. I'll tell me, ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Yes. Okay. Well, I let me say this. Cork accents are sexy. Shane's about ready to say, oh, hell no. Actually, most people do not think Cork's accents are sexy.
What accents?
The Cork accent. Cork is in the south of Ireland.
Oh, okay,
and
that's
Dublin is, in Dublin. Their accent is like what I guess the right way to say it, Shane, would be like the equivalent of our New York accent. That's like what the snobby people talk it. The newsreaders, they all have the Dublin thing going. The dude O'Brien from Star Trek: The Next Generation had a Dublin accent. Cork is very crude, I guess, for lack of a better word. I love the Cork accent, but that's what I know. It's sometimes what people almost think of as an Irish accent, but it's not. I really can't describe it, Shane. I think it's something, or Shane or Rennie. You just have to hear it. You have to hear it to know it. And of course, the Northern Irish accent is totally different. It's like kind of a mix of a Scottish kind of a sound going in. There's a dude on Father Nerdfather's channel who does that. So I like the Cork accent, but now the Cork dialect, like in the Irish language, it's way different. Like Gierig for winter instead of Gevra, things like that. But I only learned the Cork dialect. And when you say gwit, we say like a gwit sound when we say God in Irish, but the Dublin people have like more of a dit sound. I don't know what's up with that.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, well, it's a dialect. It's a dialect. Yeah. Like I always like with Dies Gwit, and then I hear them go duet. I don't know.
You're like, wait, what?
Duet or gwit?
Right. Which way am I supposed to say it?
Yeah, I say it the Cork way. Oh yeah. Shane Nolan says my accent is a blur. I'm from North Dublin, went to school in South Dublin. My folks were from Kilkenny. You are definitely I know Colin. Oh, you know Colin Minnie's mother, O'Brien. Yes, yes, yes. I saw a video. Maybe I'll share it sometime. We'll do an Irish spectacular where they were only half joking when they said you go a mile in Ireland and you'll have a different dialect or a different
Oh, wow.
accent. It's not too far off because Ireland is not a big island. It is not a
No.
big island at all, and the amount of dialects and everything that they have there and the different accents, it's pretty stark. Pretty
Wow.
stark. Lady Toriel, Luffy's God. No, I'm sorry, Irish accent is never sexy. It's confusing.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
to be fair, I think that if English were your second language, yes, it would be very, very hard to understand. Because you all learned like the Queen's British. You all learned proper British. I had friends in Germany too, and they would be going, no. And I'm like, what? It's like they learn English very properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
like they
guy
put.
that
Sorry, go ahead.
he owns an Irish pub in Dallas.
Mhm.
And you know, he actually runs the pub himself. So, you know, I've been there quite a few times, but every time he talks to me, I have to ask him to slow down because I can't understand him. He talks so fast. And then with that accent, I'm like, what?
Okay, and think he's Irish. He might be from Cork or wait, actually, they say that the Galway accent is one of the easiest to understand. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
he's damn near impossible to understand when gets excited and he talks really fast. And, you know, he's the owner of the pub, but I'm just like, no disrespect. I really don't know what you're trying to tell me, sir.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to be a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk about miscellaneous. And by the way, if you are coming in right now, this is our miscellaneous time. That means this is where we have all our off-topic craziness because we like to go off topic, so we put it to the end. Accents are just great. Love to hear different people talk. Yes, it's fascinating. I suppose in America we really do have different
We have
accents.
an
Yeah.
accent technically because, like, you know, we sound different than other countries, even though we're like, we don't have an accent, but we do.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like in high school, I had a Valley Girl accent. You know, there are people in the East Coast, like New York, people from New York,
People from New York,
Massachusetts.
yeah, Boston, and then you like a Southern accent, like a
Yeah.
twang. Yeah, get Georgia. Now, I can tell the difference between the Southern accents. I mean, because there's a big difference between like a Texas accent and something you'd hear in Alabama or Tennessee
Or Arkansas. Yeah.
or Arkansas. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Even the
Carrie.
Cajuns in
Oh, yes.
Louisiana. Yeah.
Cajun. That's crazy. That's like a different dialect almost. It's almost.
It's very hard to understand. And some of my family comes from that area and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So I understand.
America
that.
has much to learn. Yes, we do. You know what, Shane? You are correct. The Carrie accent is crazy to understand. And whenever we would go to, gosh, not Dingle, that was in the Gael talked. What is that town? Maybe it's Killarney, the place where you go to leave and where you get all the little carriage rides up in the little mountains. The writers, they always had like a really strong accent. Brendan says, we used to play Scrabble with the Oxford Concise Dictionary and allow dialects. It was awesome. Yes,
Oh.
Shane, yeah, Tennessee accent is very different to Texas. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, chair. And then Liffy's God said, I speak German, French, English, Swedish, Japanese, and Norwegian. Irish doesn't do it to me. For me, yes. Well, it's a completely different family, and well done for all those accents. Well, your language, Swedish and Norwegian, all that, those are all in the Germanic family. So is English.
Yeah.
And then French is a Romantic language. Japanese is, I don't know what particular family that is because it's completely a different one, and I don't study that. But well done. I never do that. Yeah, and the Celtic languages, you've got Irish, and then what they speak in Scotland and Wales. I don't know what their proper names are. Killarney, yes, that's where it is. Yes, because you take the little tour bus up there, and then you can go off into different directions. Killarney, yes. Okay. America is becoming more homogenized, though the national media, but maybe we're a huge country, many dialects. Yes. Yes, you are very accomplished. Well, dang it, they have to be accomplished over there because they're not lame like we are. I don't know. You go over to Europe and you're like, gosh, I'm dumb.
Well, you know, the weird thing is, so if you go to France, this is what I've been told by several people that have been to France. But if you go to France and you try to speak French and you don't speak it well enough, they'll be more rude to you than if you speak English to them, because for the most part, they can speak English in the bigger cities. So it's just kind of weird. It depends on what country you go to, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and I think it can sometimes depend on where you are or the
Yeah.
people, because sometimes they actually will appreciate in France that you're trying,
Yeah.
because there's two sides to it. Because I know what you're talking about. You've got the super snobby people that'll be
Yes.
jerks about it, and then
Probably
you
like the Parisians.
yeah, well, and then you've got the ones that are like, because the Americans do come in acting like a-holes and be like,
Yeah.
"Can you talk English?"
You
It-
don't speak English?
yeah, it's like, "I can't understand you. This is supposed to be a tourist town," and then I want to smack them.
Yeah.
But I found that most generally do appreciate it. That they're trying, that they see it as a little bit of a courtesy, but then they'll say, "But we can speak English, please," because
Yeah.
I speak French very badly. Um, yeah, I hate that. Oh, and if you speak English but aren't English, they will be nicer to you. Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm simple-minded for context. I'm a bit autistic. Okay, I hate that. It depends. Okay, Liffy's God. Well, okay, yeah, and it's just like you take people one at a time. There's some French people, like my dad used to say, they would say good morning to you, and you'd want to smack them. It's like,
Don't even look at me.
Exactly. Who are you? If I had to say my personal experience, Paris had some of the most friendly people. I really
Really?
felt like they were pretty, but then again, maybe it was where I went in Paris. I don't know. But I found that the little cafes and the people that ran the little hotels, they were really nice. And Normandy, oh my gosh, folks in Normandy were so friendly.
Oh.
Yeah, but they still like Americans there. They still remember, they love all the allies. They have signs saying we welcome our ally friends and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
City of London. Am I the only American who dreams of visiting the city of London? See, this is where I come off as a snob, so actually I better start shutting up. Like, when I was in Paris, when I was in Normandy, and I'm thinking, I was about ready to say, well, I don't dream about it because I've been to London.
Oh,
I
I'm
have.
so
I'm sorry.
jealous.
I mean, understand, when you're living in Cork, London is like a 50-minute airplane ride.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all very close together. So yeah, we used to go over to London a lot.
That's awesome.
But London is nice. I highly recommend it. And then, of course, once they got the little tunnel thing going, it was very interesting, very easy to go back and forth from, France to Paris. I mean, it's just the way things are would just come easy to me. Yeah. Well, people will tell you that, especially if you live in Europe, where you have people speaking a different language next door, because like we can go from Texas to Arkansas and we're still speaking English, relatively
Yeah.
speaking, but over there it's like you go from Texas to Arkansas, it's a completely different language. You go from
Yeah.
French to German to English and all that, and English is in many ways the common language for
Yeah.
it's like what Latin used to be. Like, everyone knew Latin, then everyone knows English, because that's just what is in common to all of them.
It's kind of
And
interesting, because yeah, you go across the country, pretty much everybody's speaking English. You might have some dialects like,
mhm.
there's Cajun French, but it's not common for, people in the United States to have like an actual native language in their own state,
Yeah, and if there is a different language, like where there's a lot of Spanish speakers and stuff. Well, actually, wait a second. I shouldn't. When you're talking Texas or some of the Spanish borderland areas, there actually it was native to this area. I mean, there's been Spanish speaking Americans here since before
Yeah.
America. It depends on where you are. So it's a lot more common for there to be Spanish, but in general, it's not like 7 different languages and all that. that people are speaking. Oh boy.
Je t'aime.
Okay. That's good. I was about to say, wait a second, someone's coming on to you. It's like, oh, it's your boyfriend. Never mind.
Yes.
Je
Je
t'aime
t'aime, mon
aussi.
amour.
Oh wait,
So-
wait that's not right either because I just said I love you too. I don't even know you, Tyrone. So I have no idea.
You love
London Baker
everyone,
Street.
Teresa.
Yeah, I love everyone.
I don't take it that way. I'm sure he
Yeah,
doesn't either.
and I'm one of those idiots that I'll just try to speak to people even if they don't speak to me. I was in or I don't speak the language. I was in ice. Oh gosh, snob alert. When I was in Iceland in a spa, I was in Iceland in a spa. It's a true story. And people are talking. People generally tend to be friendly in these places. There are some two dudes, and I just started chatting with them in French, which I kind of suck at. But they were cool. They were like blah blah blah, and I was like blah blah blah. And we were talking about what we like to do and all that. And I go, "Oh, je t'aime la musique" or whatever. And then I realized, I go, "No,
You said you love them.
I love you, music." And they laughed, and I go, "No, je ne t'aime pas," which is probably bad. They were like, "Ha ha," but they knew what I meant. It's
Yeah.
like I was trying to say I like music. Remember that song? Come on now, you ain't
Yeah.
from here. Yeah, je t'aime. Ich liebe dich, mein Schatz. That's how it is
Ah,
in German. I love you, my darling.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Möglich die Macht mit dir. May the force be with you.
Yeah. Das ist sehr gut. Your German isn't bad. So,
Yeah. Comcast Traveler just getting to tell me the real life things you did. Okay, yeah. Miss Martin, Iceland is Old Norwegian. Oh, yes. It's like the most ancient dialect, right? I don't understand a darn word when I'm over there. I will admit.
well, and
I
then they have like different characters,
yes.
kind of like in Russian, where you're like, what kind of letter is that supposed to be? How do you say that?
Yeah, like an O with a line through it and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I find that when I look at Norwegian, when I read it, I can kind of read it a little bit, but Icelandic stuff, I can't even find a word in there. It's very cool. Is German hard for
Mm,
okay. So
not such a
anyway,
nut.
so in any case, they talk Viking in Iceland.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. Yes, they do talk Viking. Oh, wait, are you serious? Like they talk Viking like a or is that a joke? I don't
I
know,
think he
but
means they speak Norwegian in Iceland, maybe? I don't
yeah,
know.
or maybe like a more ancient form of that. Perhaps.
But surely they don't talk like Vikings.
Well, maybe they do. I don't
you never
know. I will conquer you. I will conquer you. All right. Well, you know what? We're talking about digression, but this is called the miscellaneous part of the discussion. Thank you for all you that popped into Miss Smart Muses. Thank you for everyone that popped in. It was a good day. It was a good day for everybody. Old Norse, probably. That is definitely a possibility. Well, thank you for coming to Miss Martin Muses. Thank you for coming to Miss Martin Muses. Be here for next week when hopefully we will be getting to Faramir. If we, Faramir the man, we'll just sit there and talk for 20 hours about Faramir. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good day, and be certain to, I don't know, stay the frack away from Moldor.
Yeah.